So this report covers attitudes in the UK with attitudes in the US across a range of important policy issues, including immigration, the role of government, and various social issues as well. So what prompted us to explore the similarities between the UK and US attitudes in particular is that both countries share deep historic ties, democratic institutions. Politicians have previously talked about there being a special relationship between the two countries. So we were interested in comparing and contrasting attitudes within the two countries in and of itself. But also we're coming up to the first anniversary of Trump's election in the US, which is coinciding with the publication of the report. And at the moment in the UK, we're seeing Reform UK doing very strongly in the polls. And there are similarities between Reform UK and the Trump movement in the US, both in terms of the policy positions they take and that they're both parties of the insurgent right. So we thought it would be a good time to examine, where attitudes in the UK are in comparison with the US right now, and in particular, how do Reform and Trump voters compare and contrast in their views across these particular policy issues. So some of the key findings we found as part of the report were that, in general, people in the UK held slightly less liberal views towards the issues of immigration and race than we found in America. So, for example, people in the UK prefer a tougher approach on people who have entered the UK illegally. They feel that they're more likely to feel that they should not have the right to stay in the country and that there should be a legal effort to deport those who are here illegally than people in the US are. We're also split down the middle when it comes to the benefits or otherwise of diversity. So 49% of people in the UK said that diversity strengthens our society, whereas 64% of the people in the US said the same thing for American society. On social issues, what we find in contrast is a generally more liberal attitudes in the UK compared with those that we find in the US. So across issues such as abortion, same-sex marriage, or contraception, people in the UK generally hold more socially liberal attitudes than those that we find in the US. The one exception to that being transgender rights, where attitudes in the UK and the US are actually very aligned. On economic issues, people in the UK are much more positive on free trade. It's not a party political issue in the way that it seems to be in the US. 65% of us in the UK are in favour of the UK making free trade agreements, compared with only 39% of those in the US.